11 years ago, this was just a hayfield. A few weeks ago, we introduced you to 3 trees that we're going to follow throughout the blooming and burr production season this year. I think you'll be surprised how much change has already occurred. Today, we're going to be mowing the orchard for the first time. We've talked about how we wait until mid-July to start mowing so that we don't mow over turkey nests and baby fawns, and we give them a place to have safe harbor in the orchard. But then we've got to start getting that orchard floor down so that we can prepare for production. It's just easier to walk through, get away from ticks and so forth. And before we leave today, we're gonna set a trail camera up here and see what our buddy's doing here. We're gonna come up with a name for him. I believe it's a groundhog. We'll have to set up a camera and see.
At Lake Erie, Chestnuts, we're working the land, planting food plots with calloused hands. From Big Bucks Ridge to the fishing line, growing good trees and having a time. From the orchard rows to the timber stand, hunting, fishing, managing land. Raise it up, keep on sowing. If you're not growing, you're dying. Lake Erie Chestnuts, let's grow!
Now we're going to take you to our trees, A5, B3, and C4. Look how beautiful this looks. Just a little bit of mowing. It's not perfect, but so much easier to walk in this when it's mowed. It was thigh high earlier. Now, just a quick mow with the John Deere zero turn. We're going to look out here on these farthermost branches on the south side. And we're going to look at those same burrs that we looked at just about a week and a half ago. And they're starting to swell up just a little bit. They're marble sized, I'll say. The huge number of male blossoms. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9. We got a honeybee there coming to visit. And those of your favorites, we don't have them bad here, but we do have some. The old Japanese beetle. The leaves look good, look healthy. All right, that's A5. You see the male catkins starting to get dark brown, but there's a few fresh ones. Beautiful tree, free of its tube. Beautiful tree. That's a Yijian good flavor. Yijian good flavor. All right, update on this tree here that looked weak. It looks weaker. It looks like it may die. The leaves look very sad. It looks like it's going to die. And that's a beautiful tree. This is a Perry mother tree. It has a little bit of damage to the base, but it doesn't necessarily look like blight at this point. We'll have to see if it dies, what happens. But move on. This is B3. A Perry tree. You can see these male catkins still a little lighter yellow, so a little bit behind that Yijian good flavor, and the burrs a touch smaller. But now you can see the yellow portion of that female blossom is starting to get it's spread out and real flat, instead of poking just directly out in the direction of the burr. that's its most receptive time period to being fertilized. So this is peak fertilization for this tree. And we've had great weather for it. We've only had one rain event. Everything else has been perfect warm weather, lots of little breezy weather. And as I said, chestnuts are primarily wind pollinated. Now we're going to do 1, 2, 3. We're going to look at tree C4, the dynamite tree. It had no female catkins earlier, just the male. We're looking. Sometimes those show up late. Got some new male, but still without female. Let's look on other parts of the tree and see if we can find any. It's more interesting to follow those than male ones, because those are just going to die and fall off. I'm looking all over this tree. Lots of catkins. No female. Well, maybe this tree's just going to be a fertilizer tree this year, not make many burrs. I'm on the north side of the tree now. Tons of male catkins, blossoms, but I don't see any female burrs. We'll just have to keep our eye on the C4 tree. Maybe instead of a dynamite tree, it's going to be a bust. Some of these trees just have absolutely really showy blossoms. Look at this tree. It's beautiful. Just really long. 10-inch maybe? Catkins. Some Japanese beetles there, but no damage to the leaves really. And there's female. Dark blossoms, and then the newer ones coming out. That gives them a very broad time to fertilize, which I like. That's a positive, chestnuts. Again, we talked about them blossoming on the outermost branches. Look at all the activity working on these. Can you see that? What a great connection of insects and wildlife and nature, all doing their own work. It's amazing. I love it. Well, I'm not going to walk the whole way. 900-foot rows. There's some more chestnut trees. These are our oldest ones, planted in 2015. All right, let's take you over real quick and give you an update on the corn food plot that we've been working with. And then we'll come back and wrap it up. If you remember, we use this Epoify solar energizer, and so far the corns look good. It's kind of funny. We have divided in fields for erosion control, and this field is lower, and I actually came and watered the first 100 feet of these rows, and they look worse than the rows I didn't do that to. But our weed control, I would describe as excellent. I mean, we've just been very dry. We need rain. At the next field, this is switchgrass right here, our erosion control, 12 foot wide. Look at that corn, that's getting mid-thigh high. So it was knee high by 4th of July, but starting to shade its rows with great weed control. And we're controlling critters for the most part. We do maybe have a little bit of groundhog problems, but I'm happy with where the corn is right now. We just desperately need rain, and we're not getting any for another 4 days at least. So hopefully it'll come. There's not much I can do. I really don't know how to irrigate this. I hand watered it and it took an hour and a half, 2 hours just for 100 foot. It's just not going to work. But that's the update. The Energizer appears to be doing its job. I'll show you an area outside electric fence to show you the difference. I'm not mad at the corn growing outside the electric fence, but it's getting more highly chewed on. These can still make corn as long as it does this, but if it gets down into that tassel, that's a problem. But you can see just, there's not an immediate difference, but you can see the row just outside looks stronger than the row even next to it. It's just, the deer are afraid of the fence, so they're leaving it alone. But the farther you get out, if you look down here, corn, even though it's a little curled because it's wanting some water, looks pretty good. And you come here, it's wanting water, but it's just shorter. And it's not because it's wanting water. You can see the tops of the leaves have been chewed. Maybe we'll still get corn out of that too. We'll see. Old groundhog here. I think that's him. Got his hole there. We got 3 holes. Who knows? Maybe it's going to end up being a fox, but we're going to take our GardePro camera with a solar panel, set it up in this tree, and look back this direction and see what we got. All right. Make sure we're turned on. Let's see what we see over the next week. One of the things I actually love about the whole process is the unknowns and the challenge that the work is never done. You can see behind me, that row down there is still tall. I've been able to mow this row behind me though, and it's gorgeous, but we'll get it caught up over the next month or two, and before you know it, these catkins will be swelling up and we'll be having big old burrs. Appreciate you guys watching me. Can't wait to see how this all goes. Can't wait to see who's climbing in and out of that hole, trying to wreck my equipment and break my ankle. Come on back. We're gonna follow these 3 trees over the next 2 or 3 months until we get chestnuts, delicious, scrumptious chestnuts. So I appreciate you watching. Remember, guys and gals, if you're not out there growing, you're dying. We'll see you on the next one.